Joining me today through Skype is Bruce Gray Owen Sound MP, Alex Ruff. How are you doing, Alex?
I'm doing good, Don. How are you?
Oh, amazing. Now, talk to me about your first half year in office.
Well, it's been interesting. It's almost been like I'm back in the on a deployed operation that things are constantly changing. A few challenges, and unfortunately, we're dealing with a pretty unprecedented crisis and pandemic that it's on global in nature, and it's definitely impacting everybody across Bruce Grey Owen Sound.
And tell me what you're thinking about how the government's doing with COVID-19.
Well, I mean, to be fair to all levels of government, because it is definitely have implications and consequences for every level. I'm impressed locally. I really, great jobs being done by our local municipalities. Uh, the wardens, both for Grey and Bruce County, are doing a great job. Bill Walker, I think, is doing phenomenal. The provincial governments really showed that they're stepping up to the situation, and at the federal level. They're trying to get stuff out. I definitely give them an A, even an A plus for announcements. We're just starting to see yesterday and today actual implementation and delivery of some of what they promised, and so if they can keep that up, we'll be able to judge accordingly. But the biggest criticism I'm hearing from lots and lots of constituents is, especially for small businesses, that they still haven't seen any support or any money, and part of that is due to that they have to get legislation passed, and hopefully they'll recall Parliament soon, so that we can get that new legislation through to for the wage subsidy. And but big time, they need to get the money out to the banks and get that process approved, so banks can start giving loans out to our small businesses as well.
And what do you think of the relationship this time around with the federal and the provincial? It really does seem like everyone's talking and communicating.
I think definitely between government to government, that they are communicating, and hopefully the federal government's listening to the concerns and getting that support out there, because in a lot of cases that's the provinces do have the tools to deliver. Obviously not with this Canada Emergency response benefit, or the wage subsidy. But for most of the health concerns, that's just a matter of flowing the money down to the provinces so the provinces can act accordingly. So I think it's a good sign when they're all working together.
How's your job changed?
Well, I'm doing a lot from obviously over the phone, a lot less face to face, which has its own challenges. But at the same time, the biggest thing for myself and my staff, who are working just phenomenally, is unfortunately the Service Canada is not doesn't have their offices open anymore. So a lot of that interaction and those people that just are having trouble navigating what some of these programs are and trying to get answers to that, most of that traffic is now coming to my staff and to my office. So it's keeping us nonstop busy. I haven't had time to run the statistics, but I guarantee our emails likely doubled or tripled, and I spend pretty much every day from 9 o'clock in the morning or a bit earlier until sometimes well into the evening, on phone calls or conference calls, but talking to constituents on all sorts of issues. Not just the COVID-19 related, but there's all sorts of other issues that, of course, people still have to have issues with federal programs and services.
And obviously, it's got to be hard because I know you're the type of person that likes to get out, thank people, shake hands, let them know they're doing a great job, especially with our frontline workers, our essential workers as well. Do you have words for them since you can't actually be there?
Yeah, yeah. So we are trying to get out there and show our thanks different ways. I mean, I'm actively sharing stuff on social media to thank them and to provide that level of gratitude. It was talked about at the town hall there that was hosted last night by Bruce Power, this white ribbon campaign. I actually give a lot of the kudos to Lisa Thompson, the MPP for Urim Bruce, and to Paul McQueen, our warden of Grey County, for being two of the people at least made me really aware of it. And I notice now that there's a lot more traffic on that. White ribbons are starting to go up. I'm pretty sure in all communities, not only across the riding, but across the country, as a way to pay tribute and to show some support to all those frontline workers which include more than just your emergency management folks and your nurses and your doctors, your police, your firefighters, but actually your grocery store workers, the truckers, and a lot of the people that are allowing our food supply chain to keep going, and the people that are out there helping them, the most vulnerable. So kudos to all of them, and I think we can't thank them enough, because some of them don't have the training or the background to deal with these types of crisis situations.
And do you think we're going to see tighter restrictions now too?
Um, I don't know if it's going to get too much tighter if people listen to what the public health officials are telling us to, to stay at home, don't go out unless it's absolutely essential, follow the protocols. Unfortunately, I think we're going to see the same level of increases in cases over the next couple weeks at least before we're going to start seeing that curve flatten. However, I don't know if we need any additional restrictions or not. I haven't heard any sort of rumblings that something harder is coming down, because ultimately we live in a pretty free democratic society. So as long as people follow what they're being told to do, and if not, there have been charges laid, I know, across the country in different regions for people that choose not to do it. The enforcement is there, that the regulations and the support to our law enforcement to actually push on people if they don't deal with it.
Alex, thank you for chatting with us today. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, just really tell everybody to stay positive. We're going to get through this, especially up here in Bruce Grey Owen Sound. So stay positive, reach out, do checks on your friends, and again, thank those people that you see out there that are still working very hard, and a special thanks to my staff for all the hard work they're doing.
Also, Alex, if people want to get in contact with you, what's the easiest and best way?
Best way, Monday to Friday, is to call the office at 519-371-1059. That's 519-371-1059. Email me at alex.ruff, that's R-U-F-F, at parl, P-A-R-L, .gc.ca. Or, and if they have internet access, please go to canada.ca/coronavirus, because the federal government's updating that website literally hourly, and there's constantly new information going up there on that site that answers most of people's questions. But we are more than willing to help if they need to get a hold of me.
And what was that address again?
That's just canada.ca/coronavirus.
Perfect. Alex, thanks again for chatting with us.
Don, thanks for having me.